me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, like, it's Maja. But you know, Maj for short. Ask Maj.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl Maj, and we are back with another episode of Ask Maj, the podcast, where I am spilling all the real tea. What's good? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We back better than ever. I don't know. I'm just talking. Y'all, it's been a long week, and it's Tuesday now, but when y'all hear this, it'll be Wednesday. And it's already been such a long week. We have so much to talk about because there's so much going on. Social media has been just off the chain between this week and last week. Like, I can't deal. Let me just turn my brightness up because I need y'all to see me, okay? Okay, so we're going to jump right into the Maj moment, and then we'll go into our Ask Maj advice segment, and then we'll get into some tea for this week. So, Maj moment, quick story. I don't want to jinx it. I'm just going to tell y'all. Okay, so I am waiting to hear back about this opportunity that I am really excited about. And just these last few days, I have been super anxious to hear, the results back or, pertaining to whether or not, I got this opportunity. And so, like I said, I've been just kind of nervous about it, kind of anxious about it. And I was texting one of my friends the other day, and she was actually waiting on on an opportunity as well. She was waiting to hear back from an opportunity that she really wanted. And she texted me maybe a couple days ago, and she sent me the screenshot of the people telling her that she didn't get it, and that she was denied. And I'm not gonna lie. So here's the thing. Like I said, I'm still waiting. I'm not gonna lie, but that was like really, I guess, discouraging for me. So I obviously had to be in the place where I had to step back from my own self and send some encouraging words her way. But I ain't gonna lie, it scared the crap out of me. I'm like, oh my God, no. Please, Jesus, like, I need this opportunity. I really want this opportunity. Please don't let this be a sign. Like, my mind just went everywhere. And I think maybe, it could possibly be the anxiety talking. You know what I'm saying? When you're anxious, when you're nervous about something, like, there's so many different things going through your head, and you're thinking about all the possibilities of how this could go wrong. And so when she texted me and, she was telling me, how she didn't get the opportunity she wanted, I immediately thought, like, oh, Lord, I might not get the opportunity I wanted. Like, I was just completely distracted, right? Completely distracted. And, honey, when I say I've been prayed up, me and Jesus been talking, chatting, we've been on the same page, and it immediately was like when she told me that she didn't get her opportunity, everything that I had prayed about, all of my faith, all of my trust is like went out the window because of her experience, because of her circumstance, because of her situation. And afterwards, like I said, I spent some time just encouraging her. I had to step back like, hold on, wait a minute. I've been doing this praying. I've been talking about, how much I trust God. I've been manifesting this thing. How dare me? How dare I sit here and get distracted by something else that I have no control over? How dare I even think that somebody else's news could impact my situation, my experience, my story, my journey in any way? And I think just from hearing that, I was automatically distracted. So I had to sit back and kind of get myself together and say, honey, don't get distracted. Do not get distracted. And I think this is one of those weird situations, but this applies to so many different situations, so many different stories, so many different experiences when you're on this path, right? Like you're on your own journey, you're going through your own process. And when you see somebody doing something else, or when you see someone else getting some sort of news, whether it be bad or good, you get distracted by what they're talking about. You get distracted by how they were impacted in their experience. You get distracted by their news. Child, and honey, I just had to step back like, hold on, wait a minute. I cannot get distracted by what somebody else is doing, by what somebody else got going on. And so that is the Maj moment for this week is, honey, while you are in your process, okay, while you are on your journey, while you are spending time with God, while you are trusting him, honey, don't get distracted. While you are living your purpose, while you are walking in the path that he has set for you, while you are what's the word I want to use? I guess executing the plans that he has for you, honey, don't get distracted because there's too many things going on. But you have to stay focused on what God has for you. And so, like I said, I think my situation was a little weird because it was on the negative side, because she didn't get the news that she wanted. I automatically got distracted and thought, well, what if that happens to me? But a lot of times, it's the other way around where, we're going through our own process and we see other people winning, right? Like we see other people getting good news and other people getting blessed, and we get distracted from what we're supposed to be focused on because we feel like we should be there. Or we start to think, our progress or our process, we should be in a different place in our process because of what somebody else has shared in their process, in their journey, in their experience. So I just encourage you, honey, sometimes you got to step back and check yourself. Don't get distracted. Don't get distracted, honey. Stay focused. Stay focused. I guess stay the ride. Remember what you're there for. Remember your purpose. Remember your why. And stay true to that. So, what's the quote? Trust your process, honey. Trust your journey, and don't get distracted along the way. So I hope that encourages somebody today. All right. So ask Maj, and this was a great question. Kind of going into what we're going to talk about today, as it relates to, how social media has been so off the chain this week. Okay. So this question has so many different answers. So I tried to, kind of condense it down into, three of my main points. And we all love lists. Okay. So Dear Maj, I got to start with Dear Maj. Dear Maj, why is social media so intertwined in millennial relationships? Woo, child. Okay, let's get started. Number one, child, y'all want validation. Y'all want validation. Y'all want people to, I don't even want to say y'all, child, because black people know they love to get mad when y'all say y'all. But y'all know, I'm not talking about y'all. If it don't pertain to you, it doesn't pertain to you, honey. But if the shoe fits, honey, lace that thing up and walk, honey. Let me see if you can walk. Wow. Shout out to Santana. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, I didn't got to see getting distracted. Okay. Number one, internal and external validation. And let me tell you what I mean by that. External validation is you want the people you don't know to know that you're doing good. You want people on the outside. You want these strangers, these fans, these haters, and whoever else that's in that external audience that's not in your circle to see that you're doing good. You want to convince them that you are doing good. Everybody that's external to you, and even friends, family, people in your close circle. You want people to feel like you are doing good. You want to convince them that you are doing good, that your relationship is doing good, that you got this man, he fine, he got this job, we doing good, we relationship goals, we got an amazing aesthetic for the Instagram, all that good stuff. It's validation. And us as millennials, I don't know if it's us or we, I believe it's we, maybe it's we. We as millennials, we have created this fantasy checklist of of the criteria of what it means to be a perfect millennial, right? Like, so the job, the career, the car, the place, the property owning, the person that you're with, the significant other, like the family, like we have this whole checklist. Who made this up? Who made this up? And so this fantasy checklist based on, I guess, society standards of what a perfect millennial looks like comes with this thing called validation. So we have to let the world know that our ducks are in a line according to society standards, according to this fantasy checklist that we have created for millennials, for the perfect millennial. And so by posting your significant other and making it look like things are gravy and all good and y'all are relationship goals, you are seeking external validation to convince people that you're doing good, that you have marked the significant other box off on the fantasy checklist of a perfect millennial child. Is validation. You want these strangers to know that you and your boo is good. And not only that, all y'all good, but that you have a boo, that you have a man. Because just so many people longing for a man nowadays. But, that's another story for another day. The second thing I said was, so this is still part of the first reason, external validation is internal validation. Child, not only are you trying to convince other people that you're good, right, that you have a significant other that matches Instagram standards, where you have, like I said, you mark that check box off in the fantasy checklist of a perfect millennial, but you're trying to prove to yourself that too. You are trying to prove to yourself that, and that's what I mean by internal validation. Child, you trying to prove to yourself that your significant other and the relationship that you're in is good enough. It is good enough. And so that's why we intertwine so much of our relationship into social media, and social media into our relationship, that so that we can convince ourselves that, honey, we mark that checkbox, honey, I'm good. So not only are we trying to validate ourselves externally, but we are trying to convince ourselves that, honey, we mark the checkbox, honey. We on the road to becoming the perfect millennial. I got the man, he's cute, he got a beard, he matches all of the standards that social media has for what a great man looks like, honey. We relationship goals, we aesthetics, we look good together, all of that stuff, child. It's internal and external validation. So that's number one. Number two, it's pressure. It's pressure, and I think that also goes into validation. I think that kind of falls under that umbrella. Like, social media is, oh my God, there is so much pressure to look a certain way, act a certain way, your relationship to look a certain way, you to have a certain man, your man is supposed to look a certain way, child. And there's this pressure, again, to be this, I guess, perfect millennial, or to fit in, or to be this, I don't even know what the word is, but like to fit into this standard or to this social group. Your partner has to look a certain way. You have to be in a relationship that looks a certain way. Your relationship has to be goals, and we gotta wear matching this and matching that, matching Burberry, matching cars, child. So there's this pressure that if your relationship doesn't look like this, you don't fit in. I have friends, and this doesn't deal with the relationship portion, but it deals with just social media in general. But I have friends who refuse to post on social media or on Instagram because they feel like their pictures are not good enough for Instagram, because Instagram is all about aesthetic. So they won't post on Instagram because they don't feel like they're good enough for that aesthetic. And so I think that's what I mean by like this pressure of having a significant other that looks a certain way, meets societal standards. You guys look together. You could be deemed as what, social media has called relationship goals. And so now, because, and on top of that, pressure comes from spending so much time on social media, right? Like, I think, it's not even that social media is toxic. It's our relationship with social media that is toxic. Ooh, child, I'm trying. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this was such a good question. So I think there's this pressure of posting your social media posting your significant other on social media. The famous gymnast Simone Biles, I think she posted a picture of her boyfriend, and somebody commented, "Child, he don't post you." And she like, "Girl, we live together in real life. He don't have to post me." Now, she is one of those strong women from what we see on Instagram, that she doesn't care about that. But think of the people who, again, want to feel validated, or who feel like, it's not official, or he don't claim me if he don't post me on social media. It's pressure, honey. Who told you that? Who told you that your relationship is validated or made official if you two post each other on social media? Who made that rule up? Girl, it ain't nothing but pressure. Pressure. So number one, I would say, is internal and external validation. Number two is pressure. Number three, child, get your pen out and get ready to take some notes. Number three is comparison. Lord Jesus, hallelujah. I'm about to catch the spirit up in here. So number one, we got internal and external validation. Number two, we have pressure from social media to post your significant other, and, for social media to be so intertwined because of our addictive relationships with it. Number three is comparison. Ooh, child. You know how, like, when you scroll, child, I got a blog about this coming up this week, honey. When you scrolling through social media and you start to ask yourself, why her car better than mine? Why it seem like she's in a better position than me? We in the same age. Why she make more money than me? Why her boyfriend look better than mine? Why she got a boyfriend and I don't? Ooh, child, that's that comparison, honey. Nothing but the devil. Nothing but the devil. What's that quote, honey? Comparison is the thief of joy. But what do? We get on social media and we compare ourselves. So again, this also can fall under validation as well. But what happens is when we start to compare ourselves, we have to intertwine or engage social media into our relationships, because now we are comparing our relationship to somebody else's. You mad that Sweetie got a Birkin bag and you don't have one, but your man can't afford a Birkin bag. I don't understand. You're comparing yourself to Sweetie, who's a millionaire, and Quavo, who's a millionaire, who can afford a $20,000 bag. So, but now you're mad because you feel like your man buy you flowers instead of Birkins. But when y'all first got together, you loved flowers, right? Like you were gun-ho over flowers. You were excited about getting flowers. But now that Sweetie done posted that you need to get a Birkin bag, you mad because your man ain't bought a Birkin bag. Honey, comparison, child. And like I said, it goes back to validation, honey. We take those standards that we see in social media, that pressure that we see in social media, we bring it into our relationship, and we say, okay, our relationship is lacking because of what we don't have that I see on social media. Comparison, child. Ooh, it's dangerous. Social media is dangerous if you let it be. I promise you. Ooh, Jesus. So again, why is social media so intertwined in millennial relationships? Number 1, internal and external validation. Number 2, pressure. And number 3, comparison. And, I always like to give you a little bit of advice here. Honey, a private life is a happy life. Keep your relationship to yourself. Honey, don't go on social media telling social media how such and such pissed you off and he did that and he did this. Honey, keep your relationship private, honey. It ain't nothing like a private life. Private life is a happy life. And let me be clear. I'm not talking about secretive. I'm talking about privacy, where you choose what people know about your relationship. You have the power over that. Honey, keep your relationship private. Keep your business to yourself. Limit what you share, okay? Keep your relationship to yourself. It's okay to post little cute pictures every now and then. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But when you get mad, don't go in there and delete the pictures now. Don't give people a view, any type of view into your personal life or relationship, and don't give them the space to have an opinion by posting all of your business there. Child, private life is a happy life, honey. Keep your relationship private. But yes, okay, so I think, like I said, that was a great question because it leads me right into all the craziness that's happened on social media. So let's get into this Woo Child moment. Woo Child! I know y'all done heard Lil Baby is cheating again, honey. Allegedly. Okay, so Jada, okay, so if you guys don't know, for like my mama, my grandma, and whoever else who listen, Lil Baby is a rapper, and he's dating his baby mama. Her name is Jada. So Lil Baby's birthday just passed, and Jada threw him this big birthday party and bought him all these gifts that I can't afford. Okay, some of them I can't even spell. Okay. And so after the birthday party, a couple days after the birthday party, this porn star, her name is Miss London, she tweeted that that she had sex with Lil Baby. She slept with Lil Baby, and he paid her $6,000, child. And you know what? I'm not even going to read off her tweets, what she said. I'm not even going to go into that. So Lil Baby denied it. He even went into how, people just use his name for clout. Basically, like, saying Miss London is just using his name for clout. And then she went on to post some, I guess, alleged DMs between the two about this sex transaction or whatever. So again, Lil Baby is denying all the claims. So of course, Twitter is in this big rage. I even was looking for like trending topics, and Lil Baby has become a trending topic because of this huge scandal. And so I think it really is the audacity for me. And here's the thing, I guess, that people don't understand about social media and relationships. And I mean, I feel like a lot of people will disagree with me on this. Regardless if he cheated or not, and I don't know if he did or not. We don't know. Nobody has confirmed. All we can go off of is what Miss London is saying. But here's my thing with social media and relationships. There should be no woman that can come to me and tell me something about my man that I don't know. Not a DM, not a message, not a past relationship, not past relations, not a conversation, nothing. I don't believe that. I feel like when you're in a relationship, your communication should be so strong that there should be no woman or man that can come and tell you something about your man that you don't know. None. That's a shock to you or a surprise to you? None. That's how strong your communication is. Is it hard to get there? Absolutely. But there is no woman on this planet or man that can come and tell me something about my man that I don't know. Period. And so I think, when that happens, regardless if he cheated or not, there's this humiliation factor. I don't care what Jada put on Twitter. That is humiliating. I don't care if she admits it or not. It is humiliating that a porn star can come out and accuse Lil Baby of sleeping with her for money. That is embarrassing. It is humiliating, regardless if he, you know what I'm saying, if he did it or not. It's embarrassing. And I just, don't get me wrong, women are crazy. Women are crazy. I will say that. Love us to death, but women are crazy. Now, I will say, do people use names for clout and whatever else? I'm sure in the celebrity world. I ain't no celebrity. I don't know what that feels like. I'm sure people do that. However, I don't feel like it absolutely came out of nowhere. Like it doesn't come out of nowhere. Women need at least something to make into something bigger, right? So it's like, okay, if you are texting, if my boyfriend is texting a woman, right, and the conversation is inappropriate on her side, I'm not even gonna say on her side. I'm just gonna say the conversation is inappropriate or whatever. And she takes it. I don't even know how do I want to frame this. Okay. Okay, let's say this. So say my boyfriend is texting a woman, and she has ill intentions. That's what I'm going to say. She has ill intentions for the conversation. She can use the simple fact that you are entertaining her conversation and blow it into something bigger. Blow it into something bigger. So women don't need a full, I guess, like, I wouldn't even say like reason, but they don't need a full story because they create it. They can create a crazy story just from the fact that you text her back. Period. Just from the fact that you entertain her conversation. And that's what I mean. I feel like our conversation or our communication has to be so strong that no woman or man can come and tell me something about my man that I don't know. Period. And so, like I said, it may be a thing where she is using his name for clout, but I still feel like there has to be some reason, that she chose to, or some fuel that she took and made it bigger. Because either way, why are you texting a porn star? Why are you communicating with the porn star whether y'all had relations or not, whether y'all slept together or not? Why are you texting a porn star? So again, that's her fuel right there to take it and make it way bigger than what it is, even if he didn't sleep with her. Why are you texting a porn star? Child, it's the audacity for me. And I like I said, regardless if he did it or not, that is humiliating and embarrassing, and to find out on social media, regardless if he cheated or not, even to find out that my man is texting a porn star. Porn star, another woman, whatever. The porn star just adds a little cherry on top. Anyway, he didn't deny all the claims. At the end of the day, it's word against word. And I mean, we know usually how these situations go. And from my understanding, he cheated before. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's actually true. I don't know. I think it's one of those things. I just feel bad. I feel bad for Jada. Like, I mean, we could talk all day about like, oh, he cheated before and she stayed. She should have learned her lesson. Okay, whatever. That's all cool and dandy. At the end of the day, she still has a right to be hurt. She still has a right to feel humiliated. She still has a right to feel sad and disappointed. Child, it's like I said, it's the audacity for me. It's the humiliation. It's the embarrassment behind it. It's just the fact of finding out on social media. And of course, Twitter takes it and makes it way bigger than what it is, right? Well, I'm not going to say they made it way bigger than what it is, because it's a big deal that you pay $6,000 to sleep with someone. And it's free at home. Ciao. Moving on. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay. So y'all know, first of all, let's get into some celebrity tea. I'm worked up. Cause these cheating men, Jesus, child, we gonna get into it. Okay, so let's get into some celebrity. Yeah, I know I like to try to start with, sad stuff if I do have some sad news, and I do have some today. Star Natalie Desselle Reid died of cancer this week. She was 53. Natalie is best known for playing Halle Berry's stylish sidekick in Baps. And she was also one of the stepsisters in The Black Cinderella. So she passed away at the age of 53 this week. So condolences to her family. Halle Berry seems like she's taking it pretty hard. So condolences to her friends, colleagues, co-workers, family. Like, that is so sad. I just feel like this is just one of those moments. It's like 2020. It's December. Like, it's December now. And you're still taking people. Like, I'm so confused. I just feel like, what else can we take? Like, what? How much more 2020? Like, what else do you have? Like, what else do you have? Oh my gosh. Okay. So yes, condolences to her family. All we can do is keep them in prayer. And honey, hold your loved ones tight. Jesus, like, cherish your loved ones. Give them your roses. Give them their roses while they are still alive, child. While they are still alive. Okay, so moving on. Keke Palmer. I thought this was really interesting, so I wanted to share. And I think this can be an inspiration for a lot of women and men who listen to the podcast. So Keke Palmer opened up about her experience with polycystic ovary syndrome and acne in hopes that it will make others feel less alone. So she wrote, she posted this picture on Instagram, and she has really, really bad acne. Her face was just like layered in acne. And I don't mean to say that in a bad way. I just wanted to paint the picture for you guys, for if you don't have Instagram or if you haven't seen the picture. See, it was a very like transparent post, very candid picture, no makeup, like straight skin, and she had a lot of acne. So this is what the caption says. I won't read the whole thing, but I just kind of want to give you a gist of what she said. She said, "Hey, you guys. For some of you, this may be TMI, but for me, my platform has always been used for things much greater than me. Polycystic ovarian syndrome has been attacking me from the inside out my entire life, and I had no idea. My acne has been so bad that people in my field offered to pay for me to get it fixed. I tried everything. I did Accutane twice. People say drink water, have a better diet, but I did all of that. I ate all of the right things. My blood tests were fine, but it took me taking a personal look into my family that has a history of diabetes and obesity to understand what was actually happening with me." She went on to say, "I'm posting this to say that it's okay and we can help ourselves. My skin has made me sad many nights, but I do not give up on myself. I know this is not me, and my body has been looking for help. I do not have a medical degree, but I did the research and took what I learned to a doctor, and that led them to a proper diagnosis. I'm not saying trust WebMD for everything, but what I'm saying is no one can help us like we can help ourselves." So I thought this was extremely inspirational. And even if you don't have a serious diagnosis like her, or you don't deal with acne, whatever your insecurity is, I think that's what she's saying is to love yourself. Like that's kind of like what I took from that. Like, and I think, we hold these celebrities to a higher standard. Like, they're supposed to be perfect and high and mighty, but for her to be extremely transparent and extremely candid and come and post a picture and say, this is what I'm dealing with and this is the result and this is how I'm dealing with it, I think is extremely just inspirational. So I recommend and encourage you to go and read her post and really be inspired by it. Like, take that and use it as encouragement. Like I said, whether you have a serious diagnosis or you you deal with something. And if I can be candid, I guess since Keke did it, I deal with pretty bad eczema. And so I have skin problems too. And it makes you feel really self-conscious. It makes you feel really self-conscious. And if I can go back to, I'm stuttering. If I can go back to what I was talking about, with social media and comparison, sometimes it is hard. You get into this place where, you compare yourself to other people who have what you think is better than what your insecurities are. So, kind of scrolling through Instagram and just seeing people who have great skin and so on and so forth, and then comparing that to the fact that, I have eczema is extremely discouraging. So that's something that I deal with. And I wanted to just share that with you and be transparent. Because I was inspired by what Kiki said. So I think, we all have, those insecurities and things that we deal with and things that we are not so, happy with ourselves. But I think we can use that as inspiration. And I'm still getting help. Like I said, I don't have a serious diagnosis, but I've been to so many different dermatologists, specialists, doctors, and my mom begs me to continue to try and go back. And I am tired because I feel like nobody can help me. But like she said, I think, we got to do our own research and nobody can help us like ourselves. So if you're dealing with something like that, I encourage you to read her post and maybe look into getting some help. And child, just keep going. Child, keep going. Moving on. So Tiana Taylor, I wrote in my script that she hinted at retiring in an IG post, but later on she actually went on IG Live and confirmed, I believe that she is retiring. And so this IG post, she had posted her Spotify numbers from the hashtag 2020 Artist Wrapped from the year. And so this is what she said in her caption. She said, "Ooh, child, excuse me." She said, "Wow, who did that? Y'all did that. Thank you. I ain't gonna front. In times of feeling super underappreciated as an artist, receiving little to no real," ooh, child, got in a little indigestion. "Receiving little to no real push from the machine, constantly getting the shorter end of the stick, being overlooked. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm retiring this chapter of my story with the comfort that I can depart with peace of mind, seeing that all the hard work and passion put in was indeed loved and supported somewhere in the world. To all my supporters from day one and all of my new ones, I love you and I thank you for everything. And don't worry, y'all know all hustlers have the understanding that when one door closes, another one will open." So, of course, a lot of people was like, Tiana retiring. Like, why she retiring? Is this true? Is this true? So the next day she went on Instagram Live to address it. She actually confirmed, like I said, that she does want to retire. And she actually talked about it being because of some ongoing frustration with her record label, Good Music Def Jam. So what she said in her IG Live, she said the majority of what that post was to warn my label who I've been signed to for almost 10 years. Everything that you guys see of me, everything I put out, everything that I do is 100% me. There's no gun to anybody's head to do anything that they don't want to do. So yes, I'm going to feel underappreciated. If I'm putting in 110% and my label is giving me, they're reciprocating 10% of that. She also added that she feels like Def Jam has given her no push throughout the years and has repeatedly asked to be dropped from the label. And of course, a lot of people also said that, they felt like, I guess she was a quitter and whatever, people in their opinions. And she addressed that too. She said, I can see maybe how my message can come across, but at the same time, I feel like it's a tiny bit selfish to say, what about your fans? Do it for your fans. Baby, I got to do it for my mental health. I have to do it for my emotional health. I have to do it for my kids so I can stay alive for my kids until I'm free, until I can get Def Jam to release me. Yes, I want to retire. I don't want to do this anymore. So if I can say, I guess, my thoughts on her comment and her confirming that she was retiring, I think from the initial Instagram post, I was a little confused too, because I thought it had a lot to do with the fact that, Tiana doesn't get the recognition she gets, when it comes to these, big award shows, Grammys. There's this big, talk about the Grammys and how Tiana Taylor wasn't nominated. And a lot of artists kind of came out and there was this, controversy about, not being nominated by the Grammys. And, we've seen this with Soul Train Awards. I think it was last year. Ari Lennox went on this tangent, about, she said that, she created a whole soul album, and she wasn't nominated for a Soul Train Award, or she didn't win anything. And so for me, I kind of took it as like, there was more of like, you feel underappreciated by like the people who give out these awards in this recognition for music. And I kind of went with the whole like, not necessarily that she's quitting, but I kind of thought like, when you get into music, like what is your why, right? Like you're doing, I mean, from my perspective, like as an artist, you're doing this for the fans, right? Like you're creating music for the fans, not necessarily to be recognized. I think the recognition kind of has, or is more so like the icing on the cake. That's kind of like how I look at it. And so when she kind of broke it down and said, no, it's not just about, I guess these award folks, the award people, it's more so about her record label. Now I can understand that a little bit better. And child, I don't know what that's like. I don't know how that feels. You know what I'm saying? And if she's talking about, giving 110%, she feels like her record label isn't pushing her. Child, I would feel underappreciated too. And I think it's one of those things where, if she's been in her record label and these are issues that she's repeatedly talked about, and nothing is changing, yeah, I can completely understand why she feels underappreciated. And I'm 100% for her, retiring if, it's going to help her mental health, her emotional health, and help her to be there for her kids because she feels, so stressed out, about her day job, so I support you, honey. Do I want you to retire? No, because I haven't gotten a chance to go to a Tiana Taylor concert. Maybe she'll do one more concert before she retires after COVID is over. Please, T, like if you're listening, I didn't get to make it to the concert, to any of the concerts, and I just need one concert. So, I don't know. Shout out to T for doing what's best for her. And yes, I said T because she my friend in real life. I'm speaking it into existence. So, yes, shout out to T. Moving on. So, City Girls, JT, is facing backlash on social media for old tweets, get this, from 2015 to 2017. We in 2020, just a reminder if y'all needed a reminder. So these tweets resurfaced from 2015 to 2017, and they referenced R. Kelly, Ray Janae Carter, Russell Wilson, and she even got into what people consider, colorism. So I'm gonna read the tweets real quick, some of the tweets, and I don't know. I feel bad, but I was so weak. I think I'm just weak at the fact that people are trying to cancel JT and people are coming for her from like tweets that were like 5 years ago. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little weak at these tweets. And I mean, JT's hood. Like, she's a hood girl. Like, have y'all listened to City Girls music? I'm confused as to why y'all surprised she tweeted this. Anyway, let me read the tweets to you. Okay, so I'm just going to read a few of the tweets that resurfaced because I just was so weak. So number one tweet, the one tweet that came up is she said, I wish R. Kelly was here with me right now because I know he would get me right. So I guess she's talking about sex. So again, this was from 2015. I don't know when R. Kelly was convicted, but I know it wasn't in 2015. I don't know. So the next one she said, and I'm gonna try to read this out because a lot of cussing and ratchet language. She said, at the end of the day, Future got 1,000 kids. Not 1,000 kids. She said, at the end of the day, Future got 1,000 kids to worry about. F. Russell and that punk a-ho. I guess she's talking about Sierra. She called Sierra a punk a-ho. Punk ass ho, child. She said F. Russell. I thought we liked Russell. I like Russell and Sierra. But anyway, again, 5 years ago, was it tweet mean? Yes. But I mean, she's a hood girl. She's a city girl. Like, y'all gotta listen to their music. She's a city girl. City girl, okay? The next one, she said, Ray Janae has blocked me on here from a long time ago, and I didn't give that fat, corny hoe a break. That was mean, JT. Just mean, JT. Okay, and so the last one, this had me weak. This had me weak because I guess I'm not surprised that she tweeted some of this stuff. She said, I love pretty dark-skinned girls. Then she said, not too crispy now, but the Milky Ways be the sugar honey iced tea. I just want to call JT and say, what's not too crispy? Like, how crispy is too crispy for you when we talking about dark-skinned girls? I'm so weak. And I guess, child, people try to cancel JT. They, talking about all these things. But again, I feel like JT is a city girl. I don't know why y'all surprised she tweeted stuff like this. And on top of that, these tweets were 5 years ago. And if I could pose the question, if your boss right now went and pulled up all your tweets, all your Facebook posts, all your Instagram posts from 5 years ago, would you still have your job? Like, let's be clear. Would you still have your job? For many of you, I think the answer is no. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave the city girls alone. And lastly, in terms of celebrity, honey, when we were talking about social media child and cheating, it's an R&B singer named Anne Marie, and this was actually my first time hearing about her. Was in the light of news of her being arrested. She was arrested in Atlanta for allegedly shooting her boyfriend. His name is Jonathan Wright in the head. So before I continue to read the story, my first thought was, well, is he alive? So I did some research, and I think he's still alive, but I just think he's in critical condition. So he's not dead. She told the police that the gun fell off the table, firing, and struck her boyfriend in the head. Police found 2 shell casings, 2 projectiles, and bullet holes in a door jamb and a cabinet. So again, like I said, he's currently in critical condition. But the story on social media I saw is that supposedly he was cheating. And she shot him in the head because he was cheating. So the thing about it is, it's not funny. It's really not funny. And I think, we've seen the same kind of thing with Tory and Megan. It's not okay. It's not funny. I think for me, it's just so, I just feel like 2021 or 2020, there is just nothing we haven't seen. I just feel like there is nothing we have not seen. There is nothing that can happen in 2020 that would surprise me at this point. Child, Godzilla could walk across my street and I wouldn't be surprised, because so much has happened, and wow. Just wow. So anyway, I just praying for her boyfriend and, for him to pull through. Wow. And I mean, praying for her too, because obviously she's not in a healthy mental space, and that's scary. That is scary. So anyway, I think that's enough celebrity for today. It's a lot going on, and there's so much more happening, but I thought those were kind of the top for me. Getting into new music, Jasmine Sullivan has announced her new project called Hotels, coming January 8th. And for y'all who are a little confused, not hotels like HOTELS, like the hotels you stay in, but use a hoe, like that kind of hoe. Hotels, like stories of the hoe, okay? Hotels. The versus battle is this, I believe it's Saturday. It's either Saturday or Sunday, with Ashanti and, oh, child, you know what? I am disrespectful. I wrote in my script, I put the versus battle is with Ashanti and Alicia Keys, and I meant Keisha Cole. I don't know. I don't know how I put Alicia Keys. No, I meant Ashanti and Keisha Cole. Ashanti and Keisha Cole, child. It's happening this weekend. It's either Saturday or Sunday. I think it's Saturday or Sunday. It might be Friday. No, it's not Friday. It's either Saturday or Sunday. Anyway, child, get your Rockaway jacket ready, honey, because I'm ready. Get your Rockaway jacket, your baby fat boots, your baby fat jeans, because I'm ready. Because baby, I love it when I hear your name. And child, I should have cheated. Baby, I should have went out to the club. Ooh, okay. I was feeling it. So dead. Okay, let me move on. I'm having too much fun. Okay. Child, I ain't even started drinking yet, okay? I ain't even had my glass of wine for the day, child. Bible study is at 8 o'clock. It is right now 7 o'clock. So I be trying to, not be a little tipsy on Bible study. But anyway, you didn't hear that from me, Pastor Battle, if you're listening. It's still on new music. Back to new music. Keke Palmer is dropping the second half of her latest EP, Virgo Tendencies. So she already dropped the first half. It's called Virgo Tendencies Part 1. This is Virgo Tendencies Part 2, and it is dropping December 11th. So shout out to Keke and look out for that. Now, shine, black girl, shine. Yeah, let me tell you something. This is my mama's favorite section. This is my favorite section too, but this is my mama's favorite section. She always be sending me like screenshots and news articles, and literally all she do is like send me the news article or the screenshot, and she just say, shine, black girl, shine. I'm like, girl, do you want to get on this podcast and talk? Do you want to do the podcast? Child, she doesn't send me no background, just shine, black girl, shine. But anyway, shout out to my mama. Cardi B was named Billboard Magazine's Woman of the Year. So shout out to Cardi B. And honey, she done got a lot of flack this year. So I think this is amazing for her. Marsai Martin broke the Guinness World Marsai Martin broke the Guinness World Record. That's a tongue twister. Y'all try it. Guinness World Record. Okay, maybe it's me. Marsai Martin broke the Guinness World Record for youngest Hollywood executive producer. Go on, girl. She is doing a daggone thing, but y'all was out here talking about her wig. I ain't gonna lie, I was talking about the wig too, but I still like her. You know what I'm saying? I still like Marsai, you know. But go, girl, do your thing and continue to step on all of us who was talking about your wig. And last but not least, this was my favorite point of Shine Black Girl Shine. Miss Rashida Jones, who is a Hampton alum, she is named the next president of MSNBC. Child, and we love when black women make history. She is making history not only as the first black woman, but the first black person to run a cable news network, or first black leader, should I say, to run a cable news network. So shout out to Miss Rashida Jones. And honey, we got another HBCU alum in the house. Okay, not the White House, but in the house, like doing big things. You know what I'm saying? Like they in the house, like we can relate. But yes, so shout out to Miss Rashida Jones. Oh, so yes, that's all y'all have for. I always mess this up because I be too excited. Okay, let me try. I'm gonna try my okay. Okay, that's y'all dose of mash for this week. Thank y'all so much for listening. I'll catch you on the next episode.
Let me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, like, it's Maja. But you know, Maj for short. Ask Maj.